They're coming for us. Get them. Get them. They're coming in hot.
I got one.
Don't get cocky, kid.
But it's a Pod Bros podcast.
What do you mean it's a podcast? You haven't been shooting? They're all over the place.
Well, no, but they've got all sorts of good shows like Pencil and Ink Reviews and The Guy Huddle and Players vs. Podcasts. I mean, was I supposed to?
Yes. What? How many podcasts do they have?
There's tons. You got other ones like The Accidental Wrestling Fan and Take Aim Outdoors.
That kind of sounds like we should make podcasts, not war.
Aww. What's up, everybody? I am Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. Shawn, you sound a little slapsticky.
We're just bringing you the hot tunes on 107.5, the morning show.
See, isn't it? See, like you get a microphone in front of you, and all of a sudden we're Dennis and the big dog.
Dennis and the big dog. You get all the sound effects and whatnot. I don't know. When's the last time do you listen to morning radio anymore?
I do not, but it's not because I have something against it. The radio's broken in my car, so I usually just listen to silence. Actually, what I do anymore is I download
It's a cry.
I download podcasts on my phone, and I listen to podcasts on my phone while I drive.
Yeah, that's all I do anymore. Because I don't know, radio station, like morning DJs just kind of get on my nerves a little bit, I think.
Well, also because I'm a huge fan of the medium, Shawn.
That's true. Yes, that's true. There's some good ones out there.
None that I will name because you're listening to this one, and this one's quite awesome. No, seriously, what? Okay, like what are you listening to? You listen to some like kind of off. I guess maybe I call them off the wall ones, but you listen to ones that I have never heard of.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's probably the only mainstream ones I listen to is like Smodcast. But I listen to one called The Sip, which is a service industry podcast because we used to work in the restaurant, so that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
There's one called Wolf 359, which is like an audio drama. That one's really good.
Wolf 359, is that like a Star Trek thing?
No, it's these three people on a ship, and they're going around a star doing like experiments.
Okay.
It's kind of like a Firefly meets NASA kind of thing.
Right on.
It's really good. There's one I was actually on called Scoop Hound. That's pretty good.
See, I listen to a lot of like drama ones, like audio drama ones, like ones with story. I was really big on Limetown, but they haven't put out a new episode in like a year. I heard they want to try and do like a TV show because they did like a season, and I heard they want to try and do like a TV show now. So it seems like they kind of threw that to the wayside. I'm like, where's season 2?
They think there's no money in podcasting.
That's so silly. Shawn, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
We're only $1 away from our Patreon getting to the next level where we get a sandwich.
Yay! It's the sandwich level. We'll distribute out sandwich patches.
So I guess speaking of being hungry and, wanting to put something in your mouth and eat it, Richard, do you have any funny stories or anything that you've recently heard about?
Okay, so we talked about this for a sec. Okay, a lot of the way this usually goes is both of us kind of comb the internet for, things that are funny or slightly, off the wall, offbeat, and we'll text each other the link. And usually the way this works is neither one of us reads the story. We just kind of see the headline and we're like, oh my God. And then we text the other person the link and then they read the headline and we're like, let's do a show on this.
Bonobos is a great example.
Yes.
Because all the headline was basically a group of chimpanzees have orgy when they discover food.
Yeah. Or
didn't even read the story, just texted it to Rich.
Yeah. Suburban arsonist, that was just a news story about, for $800, you can own a flamethrower. I'm like, oh, flamethrower? Okay, so I texted you the headline. I have not read the story. But the headline is as follows. Are we ready? Let's settle in for this. Okay. So the headline is Toothless Man, which already, like, you're painting a picture in your mind. You are Bob Rossing in your head. You're painting a picture in your mind. You're thinking like, oh, guy's a meth addict or whatever. Like, who knows? Toothless man sentenced to 7 years in prison. You think for drug charges? Nope, not for drug charges. Huh?
Yeah, right away I'm thinking meth.
Right away you think meth because they made a point to say toothless man. So in your head, you got to be like, it's got to be meth. No, it's really not. Toothless man sentenced to 7 years in prison for biting his neighbor's penis during a fight about loud music.
Well, with it being toothless too, that's what's interesting. You wonder
how does that work?
How long the neighbor let him bite it.
Like, you want to talk about painting a picture in your mind. I just said that headline, and everybody that's listening right now is like, like,
I don't know if that would be painful or feel good.
I don't know whether to cry from happiness or sadness. Should I cringe because it's cringeworthy, or should I cringe because slightly aroused?
All right, let me look up toothless man penis. Oh God, yeah, Richard, I need a couple minutes.
And push the mic away. See, you put a pause there so that way. Okay, now we're back. Now everybody, now everybody thinks that you've done exactly what you said you were going to do, and if you say anything different, now you're a liar.
Yeah, whatever, you pervert.
Yeah, don't talk to me. Talk to them.
How do you clear your browsing history? Completely cleanse it.
Scorch the earth.
I'm talking the penicillin of cleaning your browsing history.
Burn it down and salt the earth. Okay, so we're diving headlong into this. I think everybody's had an adequate time to imagine what that would look like, and now we're going to talk about it at length. Here we go. See what I did there? Anyway, a toothless man has been sentenced to 7 years in prison for biting his neighbor's penis during an argument over loud music. Jason Martin injured Richard Henderson after receiving a text from his former friend. Oh, so they were friends.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Obviously they're not friends now.
I have a feeling this isn't the first time this has happened.
Or they're better friends. He injured Richard Henderson after receiving a text from his former friend asking him to turn down the volume on his Xbox game console. Oh, if I had a nickel.
So were they roommates?
Are they roommates or neighbors? It seems like, I mean, if they're neighbors, he's got to have it like super loud.
Yeah.
Like super loud. Because, I mean, for me, in order, like, I'd have to have my TV on full blast in order for, like, the next house to hear me.
Well, I mean, and they could be, like, apartment neighbors, so maybe they're sharing a wall.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Also, like, this is in the UK, so maybe the houses are very close together. You see, like, in very urban areas that, like, houses have, like, zero space in between them. There's, like, maybe enough room for, like, a walkway.
Yeah, well, there's townhomes too, where they basically, they're basically are one big building.
Yeah. Okay, the pair fought outside their block of flats.
You just hear your neighbors always having sex. It's like,
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna show them something. So this could happen to us.
You do not turn that Xbox down. If you don't turn that Xbox down, I'm going to blow you right here in front of everybody.
And everyone will see it, and they'll put it on YouTube. And I won't be the gay one. You, sir, you will be the gay one.
I've warned you, sir. I have warned you.
Consider this a warning. So, okay, the pair fought outside their block of flats in Dover. So I guess they're in the same building. They're, like you said, they're probably like apartment neighbors.
That's got to be an interesting, I mean, not to jump too far ahead of it, but I mean, this goes from an argument to him like biting his penis. How did he get his penis out, for one, to bite it?
Well, and also, how do you explain the entire aftermath? I mean, I get it, the guy's going to prison, but before that, the guy, maybe he got out on bail. And I mean, where's he going to go? He's going to go back to his place. So he's going back to his place. He's hanging out or whatever, and like they pass each other in the hallway. Like how, like you want to talk about an awkward moment? That is the mother of awkward moments. Like you walk past the guy that bit your dick.
Well, it's like back in the day when you worked at the restaurant and like you'd had sex with somebody unexpectedly. I guess not unexpectedly, but one night everybody got drunk and you hooked up with that girl.
I never did that.
Not
Shawn.
you specifically. I didn't either. This is all hypothetical.
Oh, right.
And you got the awkward like walking around seeing them, and you're wanting to have a relationship, so you're pouring over them, you're getting their drinks for them, and they just ignore you, and then they don't return your phone calls, and then they act like it doesn't matter, and
come here, bear, come here, pop, big bear. No, I get what you're saying, and you know what's the lesson there? What is the lesson there, Shawn? Don't shit where you eat. That's the lesson.
Yep, good call.
Like, I am all for random hookups. I mean, not me personally, but I'm saying I am all for people randomly hooking up, say at a bar or whatever. But God damn it, you have to keep it together when you're at work. Do not sleep with your coworkers. I think this should be a lesson we all need to take home. Don't sleep with your coworkers. Bad things happen when you sleep with your coworkers.
Especially restaurants. Like, I mean, everybody's going to know. Everybody will know. And usually it's the person that like wants a relationship kind of thing. So it gets real awkward. Yeah.
I think maybe not especially restaurants. I mean, yeah, right. There's always gossip. There's always that one coworker that is kind of not really friends. Like, because, I mean, are work friends different from regular friends for you? Because, like, with me, work friends and, people that I'm friends with outside of work are far different from people that I'm friends with inside of work. But for you, are friends different? Are work friends different than other friends?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, I know, like, technically you and I became friends from work, so you would be considered a work friend. But it all depends on, I guess, how much you hang out outside of work.
Yeah.
So, like, you and I mean, I would have said, like, our first beginning, we were work friends. We just hung out at work. But then when we start meeting outside of work, it becomes more of an actual friendship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know, like, at the office, the LOB office that we just got built, there's two people that work there. And there's the one employee we have. So there's two employees. And the one employee we have is, I'm not going to lie, he's always hitting on me, always, touching me inappropriately. And I think it needs to stop. Like, people are starting to talk.
I think we should fire that worker. We should fire that employee.
Did you get that letter in the mail, Richard?
No, what we need to do is we need to fire that employee because I won't tolerate you being harassed that way in the workplace. So what we need to do is we need to meet in my office privately, and we need to discuss a plan for how to get rid of that bastard.
Because Shawn, you're looking kind of tense. Here, let me rub your shoulders.
Oh. And you know what? Maybe if the other said coworker wouldn't flaunt his shit around all the time, like he's asking for it. And I think
he says, "Here, have a bumper sticker." I know what that means.
I know what that means. He wants to bump my sticker. That's what that means. I'm going to jail, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, but I digress. You have that one coworker who is kind of tertiary friends with people, and they find out, like somebody confides in them. Oh, I slept with Shane last night, and then everybody knows.
Yes,
because that one person has told everybody. Like, oh yes, I'll totally keep it in confidence. Plus, okay, office setting. Say you're in the office setting and you sleep with one of the coworkers that's super hot. What if she's super hot? Like, you're not going to tell, like, more than one person? Like, see that one? That really cute one? See the really cute girl that works in accounting? Totally. Maybe that's a guy thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I was never that guy, though. I didn't really brag about stuff like that.
Yeah, I wasn't really either. I didn't really have, I wasn't either at all.
Maybe it's because my escapades back then were just me in my room alone looking at porn.
Oh my God, I was at the totally cool person last night. It was your hand. It was my hand. It was.
Well, if we had smartphones back, they'd be like, "Hey, you see this hot chick right here on my phone? Yeah, totally did that last night."
Is that a stock photo, Shawn? No, no.
She's from Canada.
Okay. Anyway, the lesson there is don't shit where you eat. Okay, but I don't even know how we got off on that tangent. Anyway. All right.
Like walking in the hallway.
Yeah.
Because when he gets out on bail, he's gonna have to see the guy that blew him / bit his wiener.
Yeah, in the hallway.
And everybody in that apartment building is gonna know that.
Like as you're walking, you kind of turn your crotch slowly away from them while you walk past because you don't want it to happen again. Obviously.
Your other neighbor like starts walking out as you two are in the hallway, and she just turns back and walks in. It's like, nope, gonna wait for these guys to get to their room.
Oh, not again. Oh God.
I hear that's the one that bites the other dude's dick all the time.
I heard it happen more than once. This time, just something went wrong. Okay, so the pair fought outside their block of flats in Dover, in England, and Martin bit through Henderson's pajamas. Why was he wearing pajamas? Bit through Henderson's pajamas, and this is in quotes, mind you, quote, like a sandwich.
So I imagine okay, I don't know how this can happen with in this situation, but I see the one dude get on his knees, and at first you'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Well, I'm saying,
dude?
like, is this your go-to, like, is that the move you start out with, or do you swing a couple times with your fists and then go for biting him in the dick?
You can't land any punches, so you go right to squeezing his junk area like 2 pieces of white bread and take a big bite.
Oh,
like you're eating a hot dog at a ball game.
My mind just drew a picture and I wanted to go away. It's terrible.
Well, that's not sauerkraut.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get through this.
What kind of cheese is that? That's not Gouda, is it Fermunda?
I see what you did there. That's clever. But I'm saying, like, is that your go-to move? Is that what you? And plus, okay, let's say you're Mr. Henderson, okay? You're the guy that got bit. At what point are you like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Ow! Ow! Ah!
Stop it.
Like, don't you? I mean, I would react by just as soon as he went down, I'd just back up.
Well, anytime like he drops to his knees, I'm getting in defensive mode because nothing can be good by a guy anybody getting on their knees in front of you that you don't want to be on their knees in front of you.
Right. The only time that's acceptable is when it's asked for.
Yeah.
Or unprompted with a girl, but you know what's gonna happen.
I mean, that's the thing I dream about. You come home, your wife's like, "Hey, honey," and like she gets on her knees. Typically, it's because she's tying her shoe, and
And then she looks up and she's like, "Why is your dick out?" And you're like, it's hot. It's hot in here."
Sorry, I read the situation wrong.
We're at the mall.
We're in Target. It's okay.
We're trying to buy things for our child. What are you doing? Let's go look at cribs. Okay.
Is your dick still out? Yeah. Put it away. Okay.
But yeah, in a fight, if I'm having an argument with you and you drop to your knees, my first instinct is to either A, just push you over, or B, back up, because nothing good's gonna happen. Like, I mean, I'm thinking either you're gonna like take a swing at my legs. I mean, honestly, you biting my dick is probably the last thought that would occur to me.
Well, I mean, my concern is if you did that, like, if you and I get into it for whatever reason, and you go to your knees, like, I'm going to freak out, be like, oh my God, is he a trained ninja? Does he know some kind of weird moves that I don't? And I'm going in the fetal position.
Yes, I'm using Dick Chow Mein. That's my move.
Dick Chow Mein. I'll take the number 8, please.
Pajamas like a sandwich, causing him to be taken to the hospital for emergency surgery. So he had to have clamped. And
so that
is he?
Man.
Is he toothless or
like completely toothless, or just missing some teeth?
Because I'm like, that's what I'm saying. If he's completely toothless, that's one thing. Because I don't see emergency surgery for completely toothless. Like, I don't see what extensive damage you're going to be able to cause with just your gums.
I don't know. I mean, I bet you could cause some good bruising.
Yeah, but I mean, like on a limp dick. Because let's be honest. He couldn't have been at all erect at this juncture.
Well, not at first.
Okay, so
that's when the fight stopped. He's like, "Wait, Richard, are you getting hard?" No.
Also, if you're the guy and that happens, like that's when you're like, "Wait, is he liking this?"
When does this stop being a fight and becomes a love making session?
When does this stop being assault and turn to rape? There's a fine line there. But okay, so extensive surgery, if there's gums, like, yeah, I agree, probably some bruising. But imagine if he has like a tooth or like maybe two teeth and he's like gnawing, like grinding back and forth.
Oh, I mean, any kind of teeth, that's going to screw you up. Because I know humans, I mean,
saying that out loud, I'm like cringing a little bit.
Well, they talk about, I mean, like when you bite into something normally, typically you don't use all the pressure you have. But when they talk about people who have like epilepsy, they're like, don't put your fingers in their mouth to keep them from swallowing their tongue because they will bite your fingers off. They will cut through your bone.
Damn.
So, I mean, you can imagine if somebody just wanted to chomp away at a wee-wee, like they're going to be able to do it.
Jump away to me. Oh, that's gold. So my guess is he has like a tooth. I mean, if we're talking about emergency surgery, I'm saying he's got to have like either a tooth or a couple teeth or partial teeth.
Well, yeah, and if it sounds like he has bad dental health.
Yeah, so it's probably like all jagged.
Well, and there's probably a lot of bacteria in there. So it's like getting bit by a Komodo dragon. Basically, he's got Komodo dragon mouth, and he bites the dude's wiener and spreads his bacteria disease.
I love the language here. Okay. Now Judge Adele Williams has given him a 7-year jail sentence plus another year for dangerous driving. Don't know if we're going to explain that later.
He didn't know how to handle a stick shift.
He was biting it to shift. I needed the practice. Telling him that Henderson, who was 39, had, quote, never felt such excruciating pain like that before in his life. Yeah. I mean, also in the news, water's wet. Like, did we have to quote that? Like, this man has never felt apparently the guy said he had never felt excruciating pain like that before in his life. Yeah. A dude just bit your wee-wee.
Try that with your wife tonight, Rich, and see how far that gets you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm good. I'm good when it comes to the teeth thing. Okay. All right. So, okay. Like let's I mean, we're definitely throwing the not safe for work tag here, on this entire show. But
what episode is it not safe for work?
Fair point, but I have to ask, okay? Are you a fan of a little teeth or no teeth?
I don't know if I could say.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't think I should say either, but I felt like this prompted the moment for asking. Anyway,
I'm still getting looks whenever she realizes that I've told the conception story online. So
that was a great story.
It was.
You know why? Because I was in it. That's why. Anyway, she being the judge said, quote, "These were horrendous injuries, but you have not shown one flicker of remorse. In fact, you regard yourself as the victim." How do you regard yourself as the victim here? I mean, you tell me. How are you? If okay, in fact,
So what do you say about him being the victim?
well, he says, in fact, you regard yourself as the victim. I have to ask, how is he the victim, or how is he justifying in his head? I'm the victim. I'm the victim here. Guy has Xbox too loud. I bit him in the dick.
That's pretty much what he's saying. I was trying to get some sleep, and all of a sudden he's got his Xbox just going loud, all shitty like.
Yeah.
I go up to him like, hey, turn it down, I'm going to bite your dick. I don't want to bite your dick, but if you don't turn it down, I'm going to bite your dick. And you know what he didn't do? He didn't turn it down.
Bite you in the wee-wee.
I said, I'm going to bite you in the wee-wee. And the judge was like, did you just say wee-wee? What do you mean, Your Honor? His penis, right? No, his wee-wee. What are we, savages here? Don't be so crude, Your Honor.
Let's refer to it with some respect, sir. Quote, I have no doubt that when you lost your temper on this occasion, you were determined to inflict as much pain and injury upon your victim as possible. Yeah. I mean, I can think of like other things you could do. You could break his Xbox. I mean, I think if I had the choice, but if I was in a fight and the guy was like, I can either break this or bite you in the dick, I'm gonna be like, have at it. You want a bat? I'll give you a bat. Just smash it to bits.
Well, that's the scenario. So the one dude goes into his neighbor's house and all of a sudden just picks up his Xbox and just starts destroying it. And Richard gets up off the chair. He's like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, listen, you had two options. I could break the shit out of your Xbox or I could bite the shit out of your wee-wee. I think I made the right choice. And just walks out.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I think he did too.
Did he just say wee-wee?
That would be my first thought. Second thought is that, yeah, I think he made the right choice too. I wouldn't let him do it. It wouldn't have come close. Okay, so you also set out to humiliate him by taking hold of his penis and testicles and gnawing at them.
Ah, well, I guess he did a sandwich. So he's like, I want a sausage and meatball sandwich.
Just
So this was done outside, right?
yeah. It said they were arguing out in front of their block. So it sounds like they're like on the sidewalk.
So you're Gert, you've been living in this flat for, I don't know, a good 5 years. It's a some young kids, they make a little bit of noise every now and then, but you just put up with it. And all of a sudden you hear some arguing going outside, which is not typical, but happens every now and then.
True.
So, you're nosy Gert, so you kind of take a peek outside and you see these two guys fighting. You're like, oh, I might get to see.
One guy's in his pajamas.
Yeah, you're like, why is he in his pajamas? If he's going to get in a fight, he needs to be in something more better than that. Right as that thought's going through your head, you just see the one dude just drop to his knees like, oh, God, am I going to see a dude get blown in the parking lot?
Oh, Lord.
No. Takes a bite like a sandwich, pinches it together, and...
Yeah. I'm sure there were probably like, passersby like going up and down the street and they see these two people arguing. And, it seems like the customary thing now is when two people are arguing, everybody whips out their phones and starts recording.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine you're walking down the street and you see two guys arguing and one guy's in his pajamas. And so your first instinct is, oh, I'm going to get out my phone and I'm going to put this on YouTube. Look at this guy. He's in his pajamas. It's kind of funny. And so you're watching this thing through, you're not watching it. You're watching it through your phone. And then all of a sudden, guy gets on his knees and bites the dude in the dick. And that's when, at that point, like, do you not just want to quit life? At least quit the internet? Just be like, nope, we're done here. We're done here. Let's wrap it up, guys.
Well, you post that. You're getting 1 million hits. Just from that title alone, man. Gumless man or toothless man bites man's wee-wee. 1 million hits. Because one, it's going to be like, well, it can't really be his wee-wee, right? And you flip it on, you see some dudes fighting. You're like, it's not going to be his wee-wee. Oh, God, it is. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You want to talk about clickbait. That is some clickbait that I would totally click on. Like, he didn't really.
What would your others that watch this video have also watched this on that be?
That's got to be photoshopped. Oh, it's not. It's really not.
Why is the other dude smiling? That's kind of weird. Like, I thought this would kind of hurt.
Is he getting erect? This just took a weird dark turn.
He's putting his head back, but I don't think that's in pain or agony. I think it's an ecstasy.
Is he gonna finish? I think he's gonna finish. Oh Lord.
I thought this was YouTube, not you porn. This is incorrect. I gotta flag this. This is not appropriate for me. Hey everyone, this is Tom from the Say What Podcast, and I would love it if you'd swing over to saywhatpodcast.com to check us out as soon as you're done listening to this show. We handpick real news articles to poke fun at every week, like a lady from Florida attacking her boyfriend with a ceramic squirrel, or kids rubbing chapstick in their eyes to get high, or the guy who got arrested for repeatedly having sex with an inflatable pool shark. Yeah, I think you get the point. So tune into the Say What Podcast every Friday on iTunes, Stitcher, and at saywhatpodcast.com.
Oh, yes. Oh, here we go. Martin, who this is the biter, not the bitee. Martin has strenuously denied the charges and said, quote, the thought of I'm going to do it in a voice now. The thought of putting a man's penis in my mouth, well, not for me. Not in a million years I would do it. That's great. That's a denial. Put a penis in my mouth? Nope. Not for me. Not my bag, baby. Not my cup of tea. That's not how I play cricket. That's not how I eat my scones.
Ask Gretchen up there on the other side of the flat. She'll tell you.
Gretchen, I'm all about the ladies, aren't I? Oh, I love. Come on. Where are you going? He only admitted to grabbing Mr. Henderson's, quote, bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs. That's awesome.
As he tried to defend himself during the scuffle. So I guess they got into a fight, and this was the end result of the fight. Because if there's one way to end a fight, you bite a dude in the dick. That's how you end a fight. I don't think that's something that I would particularly think in my brain, like, oh God, I need to end this fight now. Hang on.
Well, okay, Richard, let's say for some reason you and I, we get into a bad argument and it's going to come to blows. You know, you told me that I can't go see the new Ninja Turtles movie and it pissed me off. So we're fighting. And you put up your dukes, and I just walk up and just grab you right in your bits and knobs. What was it, the bits and bobs?
Bits and bobs.
I grab your bits and bobs. You're not going to, I mean, even if you wanted to punch me, I don't think you could because you'd be so confused at that point.
Yeah. That's okay. That's true. Like, how much of that shock? Like, that initially happens. I'm sure the first reaction is shock. Like, what the fuck? What the, But, I mean, isn't the second reaction... like, I'm punching you in the side of the face as hard as the gods will allow me?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I feel like they tell you if you get attacked by a dog, you stick your thumb in their ass because it confuses them. I feel like this would be the same situation. Because you're going to be like, oh, God, he's going to punch me in the dick. And no, I grab it.
See, nobody ever explained that to Mr. Richard Henderson, apparently. Or maybe they did, and they just didn't include that in the story.
Because I think you would question your sexuality at that point. Like, I have a hold of it. You're like, oh, God, what's going on? Oh, God, don't get hard. Don't get hard. Don't get hard. Oh, God, it's getting hard.
All right.
It's getting hard. Oh, don't jiggle. Oh, he's jiggling it. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay, so playing that out, so we get in a fight, you get on your knees and bite me in the dick, and then you look up with my dick firmly in your mouth, and you just see me put my thumb in my mouth like...
Well, it worked for the dog that attacked me. And Gretchen's looking at this point, it's like, yeah, I totally knew those two were into each other.
Yes, okay, so that's the thing. You're Gretchen, and so you're Gretchen, and you're looking through the window, and you see one guy biting another guy in the dick. Meanwhile, the other guy has his thumb out, trying to reach around and stick it in the other guy's ass. And you're like, why are they outside? Why aren't they doing...
Hey guys, it's legal now. You don't have to be show-offs about it. Go back to your room.
Do it in the privacy of your own home, you cunts. See, no, that would go. See, if the dick biting thing wouldn't go viral, the other guy trying to stick his thumb in the other guy's ass, that would definitely.
Well, and that's the police show up and they start questioning. It's like, all right, listen, you guys are, both going to jail for indecent exposure. It's like, no, he was biting my dick. It's like, listen, we saw what we saw. He was performing fellatio on you, and you were trying to touch him in his rectum. You were trying to touch him in his bum, and that's not allowed.
If I taught a class, if I taught a college course on how to trend on Twitter in under 20 minutes, I'd be like, first thing you gotta do is you gotta find two people having a fight. Step number 2, have one guy bite the other guy in the dick. Step 3, have the first guy try to stick his thumb in the second guy's ass. Step 4, profit.
Aren't like British police known to be kind of like cute? Like, we don't think of them like detectives here. Like, isn't the stereotype, or at least in like movies, they're kind of like bumbly, cute doofuses.
I don't know. They said bits and bobs, and British policemen are often referred to as bobbies. So,
no. So I'm thinking. So the one police officer shows up and he's writing the report on this, and he's kind of I don't know, a little naive maybe. He's new on the force, and so it's like, all right, corporal, or I don't know what they call him. All right, Officer Jones, I need you to write this report about the dude biting the other dude's dick and sticking his thumb in his ass. I need you to write that. He's like, oh, I can't say that. So he starts writing it out. I was like, okay, so at the corner of Jefferson and Market, Richard was having his I can't put dick. I cannot put dick. He was his wee-wee was in the mouth of Martin, and Richard's thumb was, I cannot say asshole. Oh my gosh, what if my mom reads this?
Perched precariously over the rectum.
Oh, I can't. Rectum's still too dirty. Perched over his bum. Yeah, that'll work. Bum. Woo! All right, Sarge, here you go. Did you really write bum?
Yeah,
I did.
We're putting bum in an official police report. Yes,
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing.
I was gonna do poo hole, but that I didn't know. I know bum seemed better. Kind of made me smile when I said it. How about you, Corporal? Just get smacked. I'm back on parking duty, aren't I? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. Mary Jacobson, who was the
you know what happens when you know what doesn't happen when you're watching the parking meters? Nobody gets their thumb stuck anywhere. It's totally safe.
Nobody gets bit in the dick when you're looking at parking meters. Mary Jacobson, who was prosecuting, told the court how Martin received a text from Mr. Henderson's partner, Michelle Hilton, about how loud the music was on his Xbox. Okay, so it starts out as a text. The pair had an argument, and when Mr. Henderson made a jibe about Martin's alleged drug abuse, a fight broke out. Well, see, that's the tooth. See, so we were right about the tooth thing.
He's like, I heard you suck dick for meth. No, I didn't.
No,
Watch
I didn't.
This.
You think anybody would want to suck this? Look. Nobody wants a piece of that. The jury's like, you know what? He's right. I wouldn't want a piece of that.
I think he's innocent. I don't know. This is the worst case I've ever had to be put on.
He bites him in the dick, and this is where Richard Henderson's screaming, "You're doing it wrong! You're doing it wrong! This is not how you get $5! This is not how you get $5!" The defendant claimed he was punched first and then held in a headlock before being kicked. So he had him in a headlock. So that's how it happened. He had him in a headlock, and it's just right. It's right there. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, I got a joke somewhere.
He had him in a headlock.
Okay, so what'd you say?
I said the defendant.
He's got him in a headlock.
The defendant claimed he was punched first and then held in a headlock before being kicked. So that's how it happened. That's had to have been how it happened. He put him in a headlock.
Yeah, this is like some weird British sexual game of Twister. I don't understand how you can get, it's like headlock red, mouth on wee wee green. It doesn't seem possible.
No, mouth on wee wee is definitely red. Red. Mr. Henderson, who was wearing pajamas during the attack, was left covered in blood and taken to the hospitals where surgeons had to stitch his penis.
Oh, so he did have teeth. He had to
He
have.
had to have. Probably, and like I said, it was probably like, probably had a mouth like Smeagol.
We don't like to do it, but we hate it.
We hate biting the penises, but we does it anyway. Oh, that's terrible. I think we should. Let's all take a moment of silence and just let that sink in. Where surgeons had to stitch his penis.
I can't even imagine that situation. Like, I mean, you know, like the old story about Arena Bobbitt. I mean, what would be? I don't know what would be worse. Probably that. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think there's a difference between. There's a very stark difference between Lorena Bobbitt taking a knife and just like in one swift hack, you know, and a guy gnawing at it with his fucking jagged Gollum teeth.
Yeah, and it's funny because the dude, I don't know what his name was, but the dude that Arena Bobbitt cut off, he got to be in a porno. I don't think any porn's going to be
John Bobbitt.
Yeah, he was in a porno. Nobody's going to be asking this dude to be in a porn.
Yeah, because I mean, really, once that happens to you, isn't the only? It's like they might as well have called it. I think his name was John. I think the only right thing to call that movie is How John Got His Groove Back. Because to me, I think that's the only way you get back into the game is you got to go straight from having your dick cut off and reattached. The only next logical step is I have to do porn now. Like, that would be my first thought. Like, I have to do porn now. That's the only way that I can rectify the situation. Ba-dum-ching.
I got to show the world that this still works.
Yeah.
You know, I go to bars, and you know what girls do? They just laugh like, yeah, it doesn't work. I heard you got it cut off. It's like, no, it still works.
No. Look at the tape. Let me take you to the videotape. Take him to the videotape.
Like, oh God, that looks disgusting. Is that a scar? Oh, trust me, you'll like it. You've heard of ribbed condoms.
Mr. Henderson. Oh no, wait. He was asked. Okay, so this is Mr. Henderson. This is the bitey. He was asked about the experience and said, "quote My willy was not attached to the rest of my body." Oh my God, he bit it off. Oh my God, he bit it off. It says right here, my willy was not attached to the rest of my body. He was asked about the experience, and he said, my willy was not attached to the rest of my body. He bit it off. He gnawed it off.
So you know the scene that you're gonna see of that is that dude's got a mouthful of wiener, mouthful of wee wee, and just blah. Gert's gonna be horrified when she's seeing all this.
Yeah, she is.
She's got to, and you know she's got to be the one to call that in. Like 911, what's your emergency? I don't know what I just saw. But
I'm not exactly sure what I've seen, but it's.
I know
terrible.
I can't unsee it, but I'm pretty sure that this one wanker bit this other wanker's wanker off, and I'm about to pass out. I'm sorry. I need help.
I'm about to. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Gert's just like, I don't know what I've seen. I just know it's the most horrible thing I've ever seen. He said, I have never experienced that kind of pain to this day, and I don't want to experience it ever again. Well, yeah. Like, tell me you wouldn't be gun shy after that. Like you're with your spouse, you know, you're with your girlfriend, and she's like, oh, let me just head down here. Oh, no, wait, no, flashback. Oh, no, flashback.
Yeah, you have no like trust. Your trust issues are out the window. You know, you're walking down the street and you know you have those places where like, at least in old timey times, the guy'd come out and like shine your shoes. And you have some guy bend down and start shining his shoes, you just clock him right in the face. No!
No, I said no. This is bad, and you are bad.
I don't know if you could really fuck with him though. He's turning Xbox on.
Like your girlfriend starts to go down on you, and like you just have like just a reaction, just to punch her in the side of the face, or put your thumb in her ass.
You could really mess with him though. He comes home, the Xbox on's really loud, and that's his trigger.
Or it just gets to the point where she starts to head down. She's like, now don't try to put your thumb in my ass. I've fallen for it once. Fooled me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Let's see. The court heard how Martin still had blood around his mouth when police interviewed him, but the defendant claimed it was from a fat lip he received from a punch.
Well, wouldn't they take the evidence for DNA?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they could have like totally CSI that shit.
Well, they're like, all right, listen, we're pretty sure that you bit the guy's dick off because there is blood around your mouth. He's like, what's that? What's it? What you sound like you got a dick in your mouth.
I don't. No. Well, what's in there?
What is hot dog? We'll swallow it.
Sandwiches.
I'm going to hot dog in my mouth. We'll swallow it then. It's not done yet. What? It's not done yet.
You got any meth on you? I'll do it for that.
I'm going to jail, aren't I?
Oh, see, it's the description that just makes this so much harder to read. He told the jury, I only got a couple teeth in the lower part of my mouth. I can't even bite into a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah. And whenever people have bad teeth, if they bite into something kind of soft and squishy, a lot of times some of their teeth will come out because of that.
Oh, stop it. Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
There you go. These are my favorite pajamas.
I'm not the Ninja Turtles. Not my Donatello pants. Not the Donatello pants. He said, quote, I am not homosexual, and there is no way I would put a man's penis in my mouth. Even the thought of it makes me sick. Well, technically, he didn't put it in his mouth because he was biting through pajamas.
So is that kind of the the excuse you use whenever we go on trips? You're like, well, I rubbed it on the outside of your pants, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, we're in a different zip code. It doesn't count. Okay. Last paragraph of the story. He was asked to show the jury his lack of teeth, saying he had dentures but only used them, quote, for cosmetic reasons. So
was he actually toothless, or did he have a little extra enhancement when he went in for the kill?
Oh, see, that's a good point. I assume if he's angry, okay, so he's sitting there and he hears, the guy's playing Fallout 4 on his Xbox and it's super loud and the guy hears it. Like, maybe he's got his teeth, sitting on the nightstand and he's trying to get some sleep. So maybe he's just pissed off and then he gets up and he leaves his teeth on the nightstand. From what it sounds like he didn't have, I would get the impression that he didn't have the false teeth in him or on him. So, yeah, it was just those couple bottom teeth that he used to sever a man's dick off. Oh, Shawn, this is the most horrible story we've ever done.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun. I don't think anybody wins in this story. So did he end up getting found guilty, or what happened in that?
Yes, he was found guilty and sentenced to 7 years in prison.
And he was the most popular guy in prison.
Or the least.
Well,
bring your dentures.
Well, if he only had 2 teeth, he could only make that mistake once.
Oh, or they let him make that mistake once.
Yeah.
He probably went to prison and they're like, okay. He's like, just so, like the guys, like the big guys at prison, they're like, all right, just so you know, I have my thumb out. So if things go south, just know that this is coming for you, buddy.
So does it talk about how's Richard doing after this situation?
Well, it sounds like they got it stitched back. It seems like it sounds like they got it stitched back together. Whether or not I'm sure there's lasting damage, but it sounds like
mental and physical.
It sounds like everything is as good as it can be in Henderson land.
So was Michelle Martin's girlfriend or Richard's girlfriend?
I think she was Martin's girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Michelle Hilton was Mr. Henderson's partner. So she's the lady that now has to deal with a guy that has had his penis severed. She's the one that's now going to get punched in the side of the head because he's going to have a Nam flashback every time she tries to go down on him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just imagine that situation, the infection that you have to watch for. But I mean, God bless modern medicine though, right?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, Mr. Henderson is probably like, I love the medical system. He's probably like shaking his doctor's hands, be like, you are the best person I have ever met in the history of ever.
Because, if it was, 100 years ago, they probably would have sewed his thumb to it or something. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a penis. You'll be all right.
So, I mean, like if you turn your head and kind of close one eye, it looks about the same.
Listen, you're hideous and you have a rough story, so nobody's going to sleep with you ever again. So don't even worry about it.
Meanwhile, Henderson's like, you could have used my middle finger. Did you have to use my thumb? You could have used...
Did you have to use my pinky, the short, stubby one?
Damn it.
Well, we took your pinky toe because we didn't know if you wanted to be disformed with your hands. Aw. That would be the joke at every party.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Just when I thought this day couldn't get any worse. Where's the movie for this? There's got to be a movie out there somewhere for this.
If there was a movie for this, I would never, ever watch it.
All right. Well, I guess in this probably the worst story we've ever talked about, Richard. Do you have any closing thoughts on the topic?
I think that there is a lesson to be learned here, and it's a lesson that Shawn has provided for us. In the event you're ever in this situation, just do everything possible to ram your thumb up the other guy's ass. Because, really when you think about it, that should work. Because if I was the biter and that happened to me, I would immediately let go. I mean, if it's good enough for dogs. Yeah, if it's good enough for dogs, it's good enough for Richard. That's what I'm saying. So, lesson learned there. The other lesson is, you know what? I can't. There's nothing else good that can come from this story. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I brought this to our attention. I think that's what I should do for my closing thought. I should just take this time to apologize for subjecting you, Shawn, and you, the audience, to this terrible, terrible thing.
Well, I mean, we definitely bring up, cautionary tales of nature and things like that. So the cautionary tale here is if your neighbor knocks on your door and says, hey, your Xbox is too loud, maybe instead of fighting with him, you just turn it down. It might save your wee-wee one day. Or
if you're going to fight with him, wear a cup.
Touche. All right, well, I'll do a little bit of housekeeping.
Yes, please. Let's hurry and end this.
Visit our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe and leave a review on Google Play Music, iTunes, and Stitcher.
And don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The best podcast site on the internet where you don't have to worry about anybody biting anybody in the no-no place.
Nobody's going to bite your wee-wee.
And if you want to join the ranks of the LOB Army, go to our Patreon account. It's www.patreon.com/languageofbromance. For like the cost of a cup of coffee a week, you can join the ranks of the LOB Army.
And if you don't, we'll bite you in the dick. No, we won't. I don't have the stamina. I don't have the fortitude for that.
Cops are showing up for you. They feel threatened. I heard somebody was getting bit in the wee-wee here.
That's terrible. That's horrible. I'm just preemptively saying, don't do that.
All right. Was there anything else before I close her out?
No, nothing else. No more.
Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver.
Not the dick.
Yeah, not the bits and bolts or the bits and knobs.
The bits and bobs. Just the beaver. Not the bits and bobs. Not the no place. And not the wee-wee.